Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of FPL Backbenchers. Hope you guys are doing really well. We are into the winter break, so this is a bifurcated kind of a pod where we will be doing the review because we realize that by the time the next game week comes, we will probably forget about this game week altogether. And guessing by the points and the scores that we have scored around, I think it's better forgotten. So while it's still fresh in our memories and it's still creeping the hell out of us, the game week, we thought why not discuss the game week and do a quick review of the game week as to what happened. Let's welcome my host Anjan as well. How are you doing, buddy?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. Don't ask me about the score, please.
Oh, you're doing pretty good in your life, not FPL.
Yeah, no. FPL wise, I'm like stinking a lot these
All
days.
right.
Probably, I think January month has been a very stinking month for me,
Uh,
FPL wise.
Probably you are like an inside supporter of Arsenal because January one has been horrid for Arsenal as well. Maybe from your heart you support my club. That might be
For
the
us,
case.
even for us, even I think Chelsea like lost against City, drew against Brighton. So for us
Well, I
also,
think Chelsea finished on a high. They beat Spurs, which they have done. I think Spurs have not managed to not score against a single side for six game week. That's a record. I mean, not six game week. Sorry, there's a six consecutive match that Spurs has not scored against Chelsea. So they have not had that record against any other English team, by the way. So that's a new record.
yeah, like Chelsea just had a clean sheet, and I had super duper Alonso in my team. And
So since you brought up Alonso,
fortunately,
so Anjan, how was your game week?
it
We
was
still have
horrible.
one match to go, right? So that's like ages later.
We have like definitely one match to go, but for me, it's like inconsequential for me because my one
Who
match
was your
player for
captain?
that match because my one match player for that match is super duper Dennis. Ne-
Okay.
negative
That's an
negative return points in negative return points in crypto. I think I'm just like progressing like sideways. I had like Antonio captain. Okay, he gave me around 8 9 points in like first double game week. In in the second double game week, I had Alonso captain, which returned me positively 1 point or 2 points in 2 game weeks. Now I have super duper Dennis and my returns have turned into negative. So it's a
that is
vicious
like an
cycle, I guess.
achievement unlock, right?
Yeah, downward downward trend is being unlocked now.
No, my question is, I think it's an achievement unlock. I mean, have you ever had a double game week captain who has given you returned you negative points?
Never.
There's something to be
Never.
proud of, right? Something that has never happened in the past 12 years is happening now. Good, the game excites you. There's
Yeah.
nothing new. As they say, there's nothing new left. Apparently, there is. So, good thing is the things can go only uphill from here. I'm smiling and beaming all together doesn't mean I'm having a very good game week. I'm also having a very bad, badish, I don't know. But the only difference is I have two players or potentially two players to come. But the thing is, in between all this, from the first match, in between the second match, Watford have sacked their manager. And then there is a new manager. So Super Roy is back, Mr. Roy Hodgson. What's your view on that? I mean, I understand that you don't have any player, you're not concerned about the second match. But how do you feel that affects? We have seen Roy Hodgson since I think we were growing up. So we
Well,
pretty much know how he sets up, what his team plan is. Doesn't fill me with
I
confidence as a king owner, to be very honest.
yeah, true about that. I feel like he would like sort out the defense first because for his priority would be defense. Defense should be first. and the priority for them should be like staying at up. So for like them to stay up, the defense should be sorted. Who knows? Probably you might see a nil-nil scoreline also.
I was about to say, so as per how things are going right now, probably Burnley defenders or Burnley Nick Pope would have been the best double game week players to actually go ahead and buy. We all missed a trick buying Watford forwards. Eventually, I think the lure of the fixture was too much, wherein we forgot that we actually going ahead and buying Watford players. So
No,
yeah,
like
I mean,
uh,
hindsight is always 2020. I understand, but I don't know. I do see people who have doubled up and even tripled up on Watford attack. I think we all missed a trick over there. Even me as well. I think it's absolutely a rubbish decision from my end, wherein I kind of, I'll not say I panic sold Ramsdale to Foster, but I did that, and that too, that was for a hit. It absolutely makes no sense in my head right now as to why I should have done that like right away. But I think I just kind of tried to figure out that Foster will eventually have another double game week or so on in the future, and Ramsdale will be blanking, which also is apparently not true. He will not probably not be blanking as well in game week 25 as we were predicting. As per all the latest news, we'll be sharing that. That's coming in. So yeah, it looks like a bad buy. Right now, I am on 32 points. 32 points, and I've taken a hit of -4. So, and then I have two players to left to go. Foster and
including captain,
yeah,
including
including
captain.
King Captain. But I very honestly, I'm like not trying to downplay it or anything. I don't expect much. Probably a nil-nil. I'm not sure Foster plays or not, or Roy Hodgson prefers backman or not. Well, if backman plays, Foster doesn't play, I at least get Dia off my bench. That's the only consolation that there is. But I don't know. I don't have much high hopes for King's return. Let's see what happens. So before we move on to
Not a
the game
bad
week
game week
review,
for you actually. I think, not a very bad game week. I think if you like scored already 32, if you take Digia or Foster, probably 6 points. So you are in 38, and probably with King Captain, you would be around 40-ish points. So
but you
like,
have to deduct the -4 as well. So I'll be around like
yeah,
35, 36 points. So I'm
mm,
not saying it's a bad game week, but I think I somehow feel I'm of the belief that when it's a low scoring game week, that game week is eventually more there for the taking rather than a very high scoring game week. So now, like how even the last game week was, all the popular choices did nothing, and somebody like Bruno did. So you can cover a lot of ground in those kind of game weeks. I actually I should not have been doing this, but I just figured out that if I did not do any transfer, I would have been already like close to 50 points right now with the captain left, which is yeah, you should never go back and see what could have been, but that's a mistake I made. That's like something that even pisses me off. I mean, if I'm scoring like around 50 in this game week, that's I feel that's a very good score. If considering the average is somewhat around 25, 28, something like that. So yeah, probably I missed a trick over there. Nonetheless, as we say that we move, before we move on to the game week review, please like and subscribe to our channel. If you like all this mindless and useless banter that me and Anjan keep on doing, if you feel like you can tolerate us, if our joke is your cup of tea, please do like, subscribe, and follow. Do share about us with your friends and your social groups and social media. Helps the channel to grow. Been a bit stagnant, but nonetheless, we are not letting go of our efforts and of our endeavor of finishing the season. We'll be there every game week, irrespective of how many of you watch or you don't watch. Any feedback, do get in touch with us. Our Twitter handles is on the screen right now. Mine is at the rate Ghosh underscore Somnath. Probably the underscore is not showing. And Anjan's is at the rate of Anjan ANJAN underscore two, numerical two. So you can get hold of us on Twitter. You can get in touch with us via the comment box below as well. Let's move on to the game week 23 discussion, Anjan. And still, I think one fixture is left. So let's talk about the rest of them with the blockbuster match that kicked us off for this double game week with all the high hopes, where your captain got you amazing return. Watford against Norwich.
Exciting match actually. Norwich played very good, very good. They were very good. I think they were a very decent kind of team. We have been like saying this particular thing from I think last 3 4 pods that Norwich aren't that particular team of previous time. So probably captaining against them, not in their home turf, I think it would be quite unwise because they have like tightened their defense and they are like scoring also. So probably they are good
Well,
to watch.
this match particularly wasn't at their home turf. This was an away match for Norwich, which
Hmm.
is why the temptation was there to actually go ahead and captain Watford
Okay.
players and Watford strikers. But nonetheless, to sum it up, basically Norwich are playing probably a better system, wherein it's not that easy to score against them. I wouldn't say that Norwich is scoring also a lot lately. That was partially and mainly due to Watford's mismanagement and team structure faltering. Norwich are not that good a team that they will be scoring three goals in a match. I think this was the first match that Sargent scored in the Premier League,
Hmm.
and that too he scored a brace. So that was unexpected and kind of out of the blue.
Well,
Frustrating thing is, this is the second game week in a row I had Brandon Williams in my team, third on the bench. And I mean, this is not hindsight speaking, believe you or not. I was actually very seriously considering switching out Diego Dalot for Brandon Williams. Thankfully, I didn't, but I had this inkling that there might be something to the Norwich team, that they just might nick a clean sheet or Brandon Williams might nick something. So probably have to see, as you already stated, we have to look at Norwich in a different light. Uh, Not the fixture to target anymore, it seems at least. So that's something that has to be kept in the mind.
they are
Anything, but
and they are like fighting for their life right now, fighting for their survival right now. So they won't
well,
be
everybody
easy to
is.
hit it.
I mean, all the relegation teams are, but I think Dean Smith and Norwich have gelled well together, and they're doing it
Yeah.
effectively. So
Yeah.
that's something to keep in mind. Uh, what do you say about Watford? I think like
Mm,
a lot of people
like
will be in the situation wherein they are considering that another double game week is coming. I'm
I
not
would
particularly
consider
convinced
that.
by Watford, even if
I
they are
would
having a double game week.
like uh, the main problem is that we most of the people are having either king tennis or either having both of them. And after like Roy's appointment, I won't like trust their attack that particular much. Probably they might like tighten a bit in their defense, no doubt about that. But in their like in their attack wise, I don't feel like it would be a very good bet.
Yeah, I probably would be looking to ship out any attackers if I have any. Definitely not a double up. Even if you have a single Watford striker, this is, by the way, this is not at all reactionary. Yeah? This is not a
Mm,
reaction to what happens against Norwich. Just the fact that Roy Hodgson has been appointed, and generally also, I mean, Uh, if we are being completely honest, sorry, I'm not saying Norwich. Watford have not looked the part for a good like 3-4 game week from now. They have not been absolutely setting anything ablaze in the last past few game weeks as well. It's just that we held on to them and double game week fell for them eventually. So even if Watford do score against Burnley and they win the match, I think still shipping out your Watford striker probably for somebody like a Broya, or if you can upgrade to somebody like a Watkins, I think is a better play going forward.
Well, I think I don't know how much like you have seen the match.
We'll discuss the double game week, Sanjan. Let's not get into
No,
that right now.
no,
Yeah,
not about that. I'm like talking about this particular figure. I feel like probably Salah coming back, probably like KDB is back. Probably like KDB is also back in his usual form, and probably all those heavy defenses in our team. I think Ida can be a very smart buy. He is 4.9. He is cheap. He is a regular starter. So
but
like people
there
like
are a lot of things into play because, as I said, we will be. There's a possibility, or there's not a possibility. They will definitely have Southampton will eventually have a double game week. Uh, Difference between Broya and Ita is hardly 0.3. I think at that price range, definitely Broya is a much better asset to own. If at all, if you're looking in that price range, frees up a lot of fund if you have somebody like a Dennis or a King. At least it frees up around point 0.5 to point 0.7 in budget. So yeah, I mean that can be a smart downgrade or a smart upgrade if you can upgrade to somebody in those mid-price level like Watkins or Antonio, whoever catches your fancy. Basic point, underlying point is this: Norwich attackers probably stay away. Depends, and now we have to see who becomes the first choice keeper under Hodgson. I think the keeper would be a good option. I do remember Guetta being a very good option under Hodgson in Palace. So yeah, might be a good option. Everton against Villa. Villa won this match 1-0. Quite exciting match. Lucas Digne got hurled a missile from the crowd as well after the goal was scored, in which Digne and Luca Dean and
cash,
Matty Cash both were
Matty cash.
not severely injured, but they were injured. So he has more number of assists for Villa than for Everton this season. I'm talking about Luca Dean. So it's a good, impactful coming back of sorts to Goodison. What do you feel about the match? How
First of all, I think we all were expecting probably Villa would be the double game week, but it didn't happen. Watford became double game week. So probably all those things
should have stuck to
chipped
our
our
original plan on itself. It
yeah,
seems.
exactly. So
Should have.
I think I think they are brilliant. I think they are very good. Like I, the one player who stood out for me is Pundia for me. He's like passing abilities. He's like tracking movements and he's like passes box to box was very good. The fluidity in that particular system probably he's a mini Klopp you can say. Steven Gerrard, I feel. Mm, So I feel they were very good.
If Gerard persists with the same system along with, I mean, if he's playing Coutinho and the system is the same, I think
Mm,
Burnley will get a fair few
That
points because
yeah,
they are
exactly.
interchanging play and essentially both are playing as a winger or you can call as a both as number 10s, whatever you feel like.
Mm.
Uh, so yeah, he's cheapest out of the lot amongst Coutinho, Watkins. I think he's the cheapest. He
Ramsey is
has
the cheapest actually.
Ramsey, if you can't consider in that bracket, right? Ramsey, you cannot expect us consistent returns as well. I'm talking about mid-priced assets. So if you are considering in the
One more
range of
thing is that one more thing is that I feel like Villa played more good or more like fluidity was there when they like play with a single man up front. When they like play with two men up front, the fluidity isn't much there.
true. So generally, I don't feel Everton were dog shit, to be honest, because how they have been playing. I think Everton were not bad. They created a fair few chances.
Yeah,
Uh,
true.
extremely unlucky as to how they didn't score. Uh,
DCL had I think
Dominic DC,
yeah
yeah,
DCL
DCL
had
absolutely squandered one or two very good chances where he
two
should
chances,
have scored, or
two chances
he
exactly.
would have scored at least if he was in his old form.
Yeah.
So seemed a bit laggy. Richarlison was also a bit unlucky not to be on the score sheet in that sense. I won't say there are improvements right now, but I think generally they looked like they played better than what they were playing at least a couple of matches back under Rafa Benitez. So can you target Everton right now? It's to be seen. At least
Oh,
I do expect some sort of manager to be, I mean, signed up within this winter break or something like that. So there will be a new manager bounce. Usually there is a new manager bounce. Usually there is, and the first thing that the new manager does or any new manager does is to, at least in this era, is to shore up defensively. That's the first thing that any manager does when they come to a new club. So
well, just I wanted to ask you one thing. Is like, do you feel like Keane has been dropped completely?
who?
Keane,
Michael Keane.
defender of
Michael Keane of
Everton.
Everton, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea, buddy. I'm not even bothered. Okay, I understand because you have him in your team. You should absolutely sell him out if it's even for a hit that is required. Who cares whether Michael Keane is first choice or not? Screw him. Scored an own goal. You know, he's another player that gave you a negative point in double game week. You have achievements all over the place, man. How was that?
I
And he did not even play both matches. That's the most amazing thing. It was a double game week which got cancelled out to a single game week, and Michael King gave you how many points? Minus three
one
or minus two?
no 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 1 point. He gave minus two
Minus
points
one.
in no, he gave 1 point to me. Minus
Okay.
2 point he gave me last week when he had a single match. Last
Yeah,
to last week, I
exactly.
mean.
That was my whole point. When they had a double game week, then it got converted into a single game week, and he still ended up with negative points. That was amazing. By the way, screw him. Get him out of your team. Um, anything else you want to ask regarding Everton? I mean, like more relevant questions like DCL and Richarlison. Michael Keane, seriously?
Okay, DCL is a hold for you. Like their next three fixtures, if you like show the fixture ticker, I think Everton next three fixtures are quite decent. So probably
Extremely sorry, I have forgotten to put in the fixture ticker. If you can
okay,
just
okay.
give me like 1 minute, I'll get to.
Well, I
Yeah,
feel
you're
like
saying something.
yeah, I
Hmm.
think probably they play City on 25, but they play Man City on 26. I think Man City they play on 26. Probably their 24, 25 fixtures are quite good. I think.
Just let me check.
Not an issue, I think.
Everton's uh, fixture for 24 is Newcastle away.
Hmm.
Then it's Leeds at home and then Southampton away. And then
Okay.
27 is Man City at
Or
home. The next
27
three are
Man
good.
Manchester. Yeah, next year
Next,
good.
if you already own DCL, then he's probably
Hold for you.
hold, but I would probably not buy right now if you don't have him. I don't know if that
Okay.
makes sense. That's
Fair enough.
about how I feel about Brentford Wolves. What has happened to Wolves? Can't seem to keep a clean sheet. Can't seem to keep the score down to 1 goal. They're scoring pace and 3 goals. All lucky, by the way.
Yeah.
These are all
Okay.
coming from an XG of hardly. I think they had an XG of
One.
point 0.4. If I'm not wrong.
I don't remember exactly.
Yeah,
I think
they scored 2 goals from an XG of point 0.4. Brentford had an XG of around 1.1 or 1.08, something like that.
and like third goal was I think turned offside or something.
Yeah, it was deemed offside.
Hmm.
So, what do you think? I mean, we know about Joao Moutinho by now. So, Joao Moutinho has like two, three these kind of matches in a season. So, this was one of those Joao Moutinho classic matches. Scored a brilliant
I
goal.
still
I don't know if you've
I
seen the goal or
still
not, but it's a brilliant goal. From the outside of
yeah
the
yeah
boot, it was a curler.
yeah yeah.
Amazing goal, amazing technique. Set up against nicely for Ruben Neves. And I think a lot of the fact as to why Bulls are so solid and why Bulls are consistently nicking a win or probably not losing comes down a lot due to that central uh, defensive midfielder pivot of Moutinho and Neves. They control the game brilliantly.
Yeah,
They're very solid.
completely
They're
true.
very hard to play against in the midfield as well. Brentford, even Ivan Tony actually took a very well scored goal. Uh, Mbuemo, he
Assist.
sort of faded away, right? Mbuemo was the talk of the town in the first few game weeks. Nobody talks about him anymore. Brian Mbuemo, yeah, one of our FPL legends of this season. So, anyways, he gave a very nice cross and was aptly converted. Brentford, this is like I think the sixth match that they have lost in the past 7 matches.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're playing bad, but I think they have now comfortably settled as a mid to lower level team. They'll not get relegated, that's for sure. But I think
No, I feel
they're
like
not.
if you look at the points table, I think they are I think 3 points or 6 points just away from the
No, no, I'm not saying
relegation zone.
mathematically. Mathematically, obviously, they can be getting relegated. Or they might get relegated in that sense. What I'm stating is when you see a team, you know, right, that they won't be relegated in that sense. So yeah, that's the general feeling that M kind of like emancipates from that Brentford team. Just know that they will somehow survive. Like Burnley is last in the league, but you don't quite believe that they will be relegated, right? You still have this belief Sean Dyche will put in some kind of defensive masterclass, and plus they have matches in hand as well. But
No, just see, they have like I think 5 matches in hand. So like
they have
if
four
they
matches in
win,
hand. They had 5 matches in hand. Anyways, they have 4 matches in hand, but as Arsenal has shown, or rather, a lot of teams has shown, having matches in hand does not equate to points. But in saying all that, basically what I'm trying to say is there are certain teams wherein you know that person or that team will probably just stay up. So Brentford looks like that kind of a team. I don't think they are right now at still at that stage wherein you cannot pinpoint what is the problem with Brentford. So that's the thing. Other teams that are getting relegated, you can pinpoint they're not scoring enough, they're not defensively good, they're not structurally good, their manager is not good, their setup is not good. None of those are true with Brentford. So they're playing good, but they're just not.
Defense is like the defense is not that good probably right now.
Yeah, I mean, but that is mostly the entire league, barring the top teams, whose defense is good. Everybody concedes. Even up till I think last game week, Manchester United were conceding in every match. Doesn't make that Manchester United will be getting relegated, right? So I think they are comfortably a mid-table team or a lower mid-table team in that sense. So not an issue in that sense. I don't think there is anybody from that team right now you should invest into an FPL. I don't see. I don't. What is their fixture? Let's have a quick look at the fixture.
You are like talking about whom?
I'm talking about Brentford.
Brentford. Okay,
So
Brentford
they have
pictures are
straight away they have Man City away.
City
Then they have
City.
Crystal Palace at home. Then Arsenal away. Then Newcastle at home. Then Norwich. Mixed kind of fixtures. If you want to invest into somebody like if you're on a wild card and if you're looking at somebody like an Ivan Tony, not the worst option I would say. Can go there, but I feel there are better options out there. So yeah, Leeds Newcastle. Uh, Newcastle won this match 1-0. Amazingly, they have kept a clean sheet.
For the first
And
time.
yeah, is it the first time?
Yeah.
Okay, that's something good and nice. And more importantly, they have won away at Leeds. So I did not think that was possible, but clearly there's some impact. I'm not saying this impact is due to Trippier coming, but they're looking good defensively. They're
Mm.
like Norwich now. Newcastle is not the team that you can easily score against. At least it seems like that. Might
Yeah.
change scenario,
Yes.
but they are not
Definitely.
as comfortably beaten as they were before. So that's something to be wary about. The goal was an absolute stupid goal, completely Melior's fault. That should not have been a goal for Newcastle for John Joe Shelby. The free kick was not good at all. But yeah, sometimes things becomes turning points. Just ride your luck.
Who knows it
They were
better than a like who knows it better than a Bruno Fernandes captain? Come on.
absolutely you have to ride your luck sometimes. So parting, I think Rafinha generally
I think like leagues are generally
we
missing Bamford a bit. I don't know why aren't they buying a striker in this like January. I heard
not
somewhere.
everybody can afford that kind of a player, though not everybody has that money to invest.
And,
Plus, they
where,
brought in
where,
Rodrigo, who has been absolutely rubbish. They brought in
no,
Dan
there was
James. I don't know if we
like
should be
they.
bashing Dan James anymore, but absolutely dog shit transfer.
Like I heard somewhere that Bamford is I think out probably till March. It's like injury has been reactivated or something like that. Like injury became quite severe or not. I don't
Not
know.
reactivated. When it happened only, he was predicted to come back by March. I think Calvin Phillips is supposed to come back in February.
Hmm.
You never know. Probably they might be working on something, but I don't see because they have done some. I would not say they were the best investment, but they have done some hefty investments. Rodrigo was not cheap. Dan James came for 32 million pounds. I mean, what was that all about? Even Jack Harrison, I think, was not particularly very cheap, but he was decent enough. So they have spent money. Not everybody can afford to spend money at every window. Yeah, definitely. They are looking to, you know, uh, be missing a forward very badly because Rafinha is tirelessly creating chance after chance and it's all going to shit, all going to waste, unfortunately. Dan James is just not cutting it. Manchester United against West Ham. So this was again an interesting result. something a lot of people might not have predicted. I wouldn't say that I
Yeah.
predicted Manchester United to keep a clean sheet, but I felt like it would be a tight match. People were predicting a very high
I think
scoring
like
or
yeah,
probably West Ham
I
winning the match. I predicted,
I
I think, Manchester United winning the match. Everybody was
I
more inclined towards a draw.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
I
So
predict I think 1-1 kind of draw.
yeah. So this was a surprise match. Good for owners of United defensive assets. Whoever played Dia got six. I did play Diego Dallo due to lack of any other option. Presently surprised he got maximum bonus as a clean sheet. He's the major scorer in my team. Without his score, I don't know where my score will be standing right now. So yeah, pleasant all round match. But there's been a lot of debate whether Cavani was offside or not. I particularly don't think he was offside. That's just my opinion. Uh,
Okay, okay. I just wanted to ask a few things about the United. Like thoughts, I think. Do you feel like Rashford would be like Rashford had like back-to-back goals? He's like again in his scoring spree. Do you feel like he would be like back in the team and like starting again?
it's a bit difficult to predict in that sense because uh, Sancho is still very much an option. Sancho, I think, missed a match against Brentford because he had some funeral to attend. Somebody in his family passed away. I don't know what was the scenario with him not playing the West Ham match, but he didn't lose his position in that sense, particularly due to bad playing. But yeah, you can say since Rashford scored in back-to-back goals, it is looks like he'll be starting. Should be
Or like
starting rather.
or like in other way we can like also say that probably Rashford would be an impact sub kind of a player now
I don't
coming
think
from the
so
bench.
because generally, if your player is playing well, you tend to play that player rather than relying on him giving an impact sub appearance because his confidence is riding high. Like how Steven Bergwijn was given a start against Chelsea, right? He was an impact
Yeah.
sub, but you don't keep them as an impact sub if they are scoring and they are playing generally well. So that's so yeah. I mean, like it's not generally something that does happen, but you never know. I think Rashford should be starting right now, even with Martial now going out for loan. There's one less option, one less player to worry about in that sense. So
Marshall is going to loan. Where? I didn't
yeah,
know about that.
it's been confirmed. Sevilla has confirmed the loan. It's been
Okay,
done
okay,
already.
okay. Oh, done,
Not
now.
yet.
Okay. I didn't follow actually.
Okay. So yeah, he has gone. I don't think Cavani has the capacity to play every game matches,
No, no,
every
no.
match.
I don't
So
think.
I think Rashford will be there.
Like,
Might be a handy differential if somebody is looking for a Manchester United player, right? But
like your thoughts on our your thoughts on Ronaldo. Like, easy and like good asset right now to keep or hold. Or
mm, well, my thoughts have been pretty. I've been very vocal about Ronaldo throughout the FPL season. Mm, I think in total, in summation, I have owned Ronaldo for one game week, wherein he did convert a penalty and I got the and after that Manchester United COVID and all. I sold him the very next game week. So that's about sums up about what I think about Ronaldo. But if I keep my biasness aside, I think he's still the talisman for the team. I don't think he suddenly sits out every match now. He will be playing when he's playing, he'll be getting the penalty, and eventually he's too good of a like historical player or footballer to be not scoring. So I do expect scoring, but then again, I'm not much confident when he's playing. Generally from United output. So I feel somehow it's a very low scoring affair, or it's all about crossing the ball to him. So, I feel he hampers how United play in general. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
we all know about that actually.
Uh, Southampton City, 1-1 draw. Did you see? This was a game week of all like outside the boot colors.
I did say actually, I did say it would be a tough match because Southampton are not that very much easy. I still remember. I did say that. You said, "Oh no, come on, this is City. It will be 2-0, 3-0, some kind of match." But
I felt
yeah,
it was a comfortable thing, but this has been a trend with City. I don't know how many have followed. The moment City concede the first goal without scoring, that is, they sort of like they find it very difficult somehow to score again. They generally go on to lose that match, or somehow they just manage a draw. Arsenal match being the exception. They
yeah.
were pretty charged up and they eventually ended up winning that match. But this has been the trend. I mean, generally, if City concede the first goal, they find it very difficult to eventually go
I
down and score.
feel, yeah, true about that. But I feel Southampton were quite good, particularly very good. Defensively, quite
Yeah,
sound.
they have
They
managed to
have, like,
draw both the
they have
matches.
been. They have been very good in their home. I think probably they haven't conceded more than one goal in their home matches so far.
I'm not sure.
I'm like completely not sure about that, but I did tell you they are a very good team in their home soil.
Well, I'm not sure about what their how many goals they have considered at home, if they have considered more than one or not. To be very honest, I don't care also, because when it comes to City, these kind of starts hardly matter anyways. You play that match 10 times, I think 8 times City not thrashes, but as I said, it will be like a comfortable 2-0, 3-0 win. It was just one of those matches because eventually it was not even like somebody like a KDB or a Foden or a Sterling scored. It was Laporte who scored from a free kick header. So, how good is KDB looking? We
Yeah.
haven't discussed KDB much. Yeah, I don't feel he's been talked about as an alternative much. I think people in the mind at least are formulating how to get back Salah. I don't think KDB is a bad option.
Well, KDB is not a bad option. The problem is that ki, mm, the problem with like City is that ki there are like many players who would like eventually score,
None
and
like KDB. There
and
can be
I
many, but there is nobody like KDB.
yeah, I know about that, but
Did I just rap?
again, yeah, right, good. Okay, okay, good. Continue. Do you want to like finish your rapping first?
No, no, no. It was not just mapping. I basically what I wanted to say. KDB is a very favorite FPL player of mine. I have always believed in KDB. I took Kevin De Bruyne when he was a 9.5 million asset when Raheem Sterling used to be a very popular asset. Nobody owned. I owned him for the entire season. He ended up with I think 21 or some assist for the entire season. So yeah, I always am in love with KDB. The only thing is, I feel right now he is again back to whatever his best form was, and in this form, I think he's undroppable. Might be not he'll not be completing 90 minutes every match, but I am absolutely sure he'll be starting every match unless until something major happens or unless a very critical UCL match is coming up. UCL is again starting, by the way, from not this midweek, the next midweek. So yeah, UCL will be back. So it is to be seen how that hampers or affects KDB's time, but feel it will not somehow.
ECL will start after game week 25.
Okay. So I don't feel that it will be affecting KDB's time a lot, but that is just my gut feeling, by the way. I think he'll play all the league matches, and I think he's back to his almost his best. Whatever he is doing is
Yeah.
turning to gold. He needs serious consideration. It's not
So
not being chronic KDB.
the problem is that you can afford I think both Salah and KDB. Then your team will look a bit. I don't know. Like looking at the fixtures and all those stuff.
I don't
There are
agree
many like
because I have been spotting Salah and Kane in my team pretty comfortably with my team looking very decent. I don't see owning KDB and Salah in the same team as a challenge, to be very honest. You just need to be creative. Uh,
okay,
it is
like
also helped by the fact that there is no established or premium forward doing the business right now. I don't think it will be very tough if you want to own both.
if you want to pick any
But then
two
again,
from
I mean, I'm not an authority to say that you should and you shouldn't. All I'm saying is somebody not to be overlooked. Apart from that, there will always be a problem as to why you cannot own a player or why you cannot own. I probably cannot own Salah right now. There might be an issue with that. So nobody can actually challenge why you can't own Salah. Might not. But yeah, not to be ignored. Uh, Laporte, I think, was a very popular
transfer.
choice going forward, and
Yeah.
people were looking to double up. So yeah, I feel comfortable to concur that yes, you should probably go ahead and own Laporte. He looks like a decent option going forward. Either he will play the match or he'll miss the match. At least you're not spending a lot for a player from City missing the match. Has decent goal threat. I think this was his third goal of the Premier League season. So that's something always an added bonus. It's a good factor. Uh, but he's, let's be honest, he's not a very exciting choice to be fair. His ceiling mostly is 6 points with the occasional goal sprinkled in. I mean, I think how many goals have Thiago Silva scored from headers this season in Premier League? Three, four.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
No, 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 no. Wait. You are asking for Thiago Silva. It's
I think four.
two, two or three.
It's, it's definitely more than two. I have seen three goals. So, anyways, the point is it's three to four header goals that he has scored as well. But we are not going around looking to buy Thiago Silva as well, right? So that's the whole point. There is a dearth of defensive options that you can invest. I think barring Walker, everybody else has returned till now in the season. That's why we are going for Laporte. What's your general feeling about Foden? I think
Uh,
Foden has to
14.
do a lot right now. He's having to
I
do a lot.
think I have seen this match. I feel Foden was more kind of a assistant kind of a role.
No, no,
Like he was.
I'm not just talking about particularly this match. I'm trying to generally pose the question as to what do you think about Foden as an FPL asset right now? I mean, he was great, obviously, few weeks back. No questions regarding that. But I think right now in real life, he's having to do a lot on the pitch to be actually kind of returning FPL points. I mean, he's hugging the touchline. He's giving that width to the City team at times. He's doing that role of creating and stuff. He does not have exactly a free role like how De Bruyne has right now. So might be there might be something to it. His points might get hampered. Probably in FPL, or his points will not be as high ceilinged or explosive as they should be. I'll probably have egg on my face after the Brentford match, but that's generally what I feel after watching Foden for the past couple of weeks. You would like to
Okay.
differ or anything?
No. I feel like he is more of a assister kind of a role right now.
Well, if somebody is providing 20 assists, it's not a bad asset to own, to be honest. But does not look
Mm,
like guy who will be doing a lot of assists as well.
yeah.
In general play, he has to do a lot on the field, I think.
And like problem is that if like KDB gets a single, if KDB gets a single assist also, he probably ends up with like 3 bonus points.
Yeah, he's a bonus monster. KDB always
Yeah.
has been, always will be. And that's just how he plays the game. He has amazing pass completion rate. He has a lot of things in his bucket, which is why he gets bonus. Regarding Foden, basically, we as an FPL manager, we want players who are absolutely selfish on the pitch, who wants to score. Foden right now probably is not ticking those boxes because he is a very much a team player. So, yeah, might end up affecting his score. Anyways, let's move on to the Sunday set of fixtures. Spent enough time. We've almost spoken an hour about the Saturday fixtures. Sunday fixture started with Arsenal and Burnley. It was a goalless draw. What did you feel about the match?
I think Nick Pope was on fire.
Sorry?
I think Pope was on fire.
Okay, 4% panic, 4% fire. Uh, yeah, I felt Burnley played good. I would not say Arsenal played bad, but Arsenal were very lethargic and we created a lot of chances. I think Saka came
Lethargy,
agonizingly close.
I
Uh,
think
Smith
lethargy might be because of the midweek fixtures again, League Cup fixtures again, Liverpool.
I might be, I don't care, but at this level, that should not be the case in any case. Uh, and I don't think the entire team played as well. Oh, probably the entire team played, anyways. Yeah. Uh,
Partey
the
wasn't
central,
there.
yeah, the midfield pairing of Partey and Zaka missing does affect us a lot. But in stating that as well against Burnley, we did. I mean, Saka came agonizingly close. Smith Rowe was very close. He should have converted. Lacazette missed a couple of very good chances. There was just not that
Martinelli also was
sharpness. I don't think Martinelli missed anything. Martinelli was probably having to do a lot with nobody to cross to. I mean, that something like that. So yeah, very leggy, very tired, very lethargic. These are the kind of matches that eventually come back to hurt at the end of the season. It's another one of those matches that Arsenal should have comfortably won, but didn't. Not much to talk about here. I think interesting thing to talk about here is I think 11 or 13 points bonus were given out in this match. There were Nick Pope was on 3 bonus, and apart from that, 4 player got 2 bonuses. I think this is one of the highest matches of bonus wise. In a single goalless draw match, there was 11 points bonus given out. Ramsdale got 2 bonus, Tierney got 2 bonus. I think Ben White also got bonus as well. So that was something unique and amazing that happened in this match. I had no players, unfortunately. Liverpool Palace.
there. I feel Robertson was on fire. Robertson was quite good. His crosses in the box, his passing and all those stuff were very good. I think Robertson have continuously outscored Jota in last 7 matches, probably.
I don't know about outscored continuously, but I think his points are higher than Jota in the last 7. Uh, I have to check about consistently outscoring. Me personally, I felt Liverpool were lucky to win this match. Uh, in my books, Liverpool should not have won this match. This was a draw because, firstly, Palace played really well, at least towards the closing of the first half and the entire second half in that sense. Me personally, I don't think, even though I own Jota, that was a penalty. That was an absolute rubbish penalty to give away. That is never a penalty. And I feel even the second goal was should not have been a goal. That should have been an offside because Firmino, in my books, was interrupting with the play. He even jumped. It doesn't matter that he did not touch the ball.
Yeah.
He is impinging on the play, and he was in an offside position, due to which Mitchell did not cover Alexander Oxlade Chamberlain. So should have been disallowed, but I don't know. Yeah, sometimes probably if you're a big team, those decisions go your way. But yeah, I Robertson is playing really well. I will give you. He is absolutely on fire. He is bang on form. Trent seems to be waning a bit, but that is never a worry with Trent. He always bounces back from nowhere.
Versus
Uh,
like
yeah,
I think Trent and Jota had two assists and two goal each like against you guys only in like 3 days back. So
yeah, that was in the League Cup match. Absolutely.
yeah,
So, if somebody is wildcarding right now, I don't think it's a bad play to switch out Jota to Robertson and triple up by taking Salah. Might be the smart play, might not be. Probably will be the smart play because Jota will eventually not be starting every match once Mane, Firmino, and Salah will be fit. But I feel that will be some time at least because at least by the way uh, Mane and his team is playing in AFCON, they look like going quite the distance, and I think Anjan will be better equipped to answer that. But I feel they are playing well, right? Senegal are playing
yeah,
really
yeah.
well. So, yeah. If they go on to win or at least be in the final, I'm sure Mane will get an extended rest just to preserve.
I
So yeah, Jota might still be in our team for some time.
yeah, completely agree. Like depends on like Ivory Coast are playing Egypt tomorrow. So if like Egypt
I mean,
are being knocked out,
even if somehow like uh, let's say if Egypt do lose tomorrow night the
mm,
matches, then yeah, definitely Salah is coming back. He's getting a long time to rest, and he will be starting the game with 24 matches. There's no doubt about that. But if somehow Egypt do win the match and they progress forward, even if they're losing or winning the final, I don't think the fact that they can come back before game week 25 ensures that they'll be playing game week 25. They might be given a rest as well because it's a long flight, it's a long tournament, might be a bench appearance. So I will right now won't be in a rush. At least wait for what happens in tomorrow's match. It's an important match from a FPL perspective. What is happening, and based on that, probably we can take a decision. If Egypt is losing tomorrow against Ivory Coast, I think definitely Salah based game week 24, barring some other training injury happening. Anyways, let's move on to Leicester Brighton. The score was 1-1. I'll give you an
I
interesting
think
trivia. Did you know that this is Brighton's eighth 1-1 match in this season? They have
no.
drawn 8 matches with the scoreline of 1-1,
I
and
think their
seven
favorite quarter.
7 matches of these 8 matches they have come back from behind. So
Mm, no
they're
idea
a
about
very
that actually.
resilient team, I must
Yeah,
say.
completely
Very
agree about that.
resilient team. Very good substitution by the managers generally that they end up scoring the goals. I think
I
I
think
predicted this scoreline as well, exactly 30. Uh, Nothing much to speak. Brighton are really good. Uh, the entire game actually changed after Lamptey came on.
Lamb take him exactly.
Lamptey and Welbeck, they did not start the match. They were subbed in. And they completely changed the scenario and aspect. Leicester are also playing decentish. They're not at up to the standards that they usually are. I don't think they will finish anywhere near top four, probably not even a top six. But Patson Daka is going under the radar, by the way.
Yeah,
He has been consecutively scoring, but again, you can inform. I think Nigeria are out of the AFCON, so
yeah,
Iheanacho will be coming back really soon.
yeah.
So that's another thing. Wadi, what is
I
the
think
timeline on Wadi's fitness?
I
When
think
is he?
he's out till February. I think 2020. I think mid of February he's out. I think probably 20s around
Okay.
20s February 20s around. And like Nacho coming back in the team, I think it don't like affect Dhaka a bit. I think either Lookman or Barnes should be like I think
Yeah, I
Lookman
mean,
or
it's
Barnes.
interesting to see in the dynamics, right? So eventually, Dhaka right now is in a good goal scoring nick, but player coming in changes a lot of things. It might be again Nacho re-performing last season's form once again, where he was in amazing. I think he scored around 14 or 15 goals in the last uh, 10, 12 fixtures. So that was an
Yeah.
amazing run that he had. He was practically in all our teams last season at this point of time. Yeah, something to look forward to. I think generally Leicester are a high scoring team. Their forwards do well at the end of the season, so something to keep an eye out for. Another thing of interest was James Justin is playing again. He is an FPL hero in that sense from last season. Amazing centre back who almost bombs forward to the opposition's box. So again, an option to keep an eye out for. But
Amati is
generally,
also
I
back,
feel
I guess.
yeah, Mate is playing. Mate did play the last match. Generally, I feel probably right now might not be the time to invest in a Tielemans or a Madison in spite of the form. So there are a lot of other options in the midfield.
Exactly.
Last match, I think you can take us with this Chelsea against Spurs. I think Chelsea deserved to win the match. I'll
Yeah.
just add Chelsea deserved to win the match. Chelsea looked much better, the team. Spurs lost the match with the team that they selected with the formation. There was no point in absolutely going with six defenders against Chelsea when they are in this kind of form. They just handed over the momentum to Chelsea. But I feel that decision against Harry Kane was absolutely stupid. Uh,
Well, if you go
should
about that,
goal should have been given.
I feel Doherty was a red card. Probably Speculator
No,
was
no,
a
I'm not going into like
penalty.
this was a red card, that was a yellow card, that was not given. I am saying Chelsea deserved to win, but I'm saying that is something that probably should not have been overturned as a goal.
No, you don't
It
talk as
was not
a.
such
Yeah,
bigger impact. I'm talking absolutely from an
you-
FA perspective again.
yeah,
I
exactly.
don't care
You shouldn't talk
about
about that.
whatever. I have seen worse goals given. Uh, was it fair enough? Yeah, Thiago Silva was in his rights to go down, and it's not a surprise that it has been turned or not given. But it was absolutely funny. I mean, come on. There are much worse goals that are given, or much worse things that are not penalized. So it doesn't really make a difference. Anyways, you were saying, why don't you talk to us about Chelsea? The first match, Alonso misses. Chelsea keeps a clean sheet.
Uh,
What does
yeah,
that tell you? And that too without
it was
N'Golo Kante.
due to the shift in the formation. We like played in a 4-4-2 actually.
Okay.
No, we played four in the back and we played in a 3-3-4-3-3 formation. So like change in the back line system, and I think Sar has been quite good in that particular left back position or like left-sided center back position. So yeah, probably due to this particular change in the system, we probably kept a clean sheet. And come on, Spurs are a bogey team for us.
You are a bogey team for Spurs.
Yeah,
Talk about ZH.
yeah.
Absolutely
His goal was
sensational. Like
brilliant,
it was not just the
brilliant.
goal. I think entire match he played really well.
Yeah,
His
Jake
constant
was
threat.
very good, very good. I think he it was like one of his best
It
performance
was his
in
best
this
match in
particular.
Chelsea shirt, I think,
Yeah.
barring a warm-up match that he was very good in when he signed.
Mm,
I think this was his best match for Chelsea by a distance. He almost
completely
scored another one that Loris had an exceptional save. Otherwise,
exceptional save. Yeah.
yeah, that was a brilliant shot and a brilliant save by Loris as well.
Well,
So yeah, he
FPL
was
was
absolutely on song. He would be nailed on from now because if he is, then he becomes a FPL option.
yeah, probably, but as we all know, we are missing next 2 game weeks. Then particularly after coming back, can you just say
Not right away, but I think something
probably?
somebody should keep a at least in our watch lists.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Mount as well. Mount I sold. I absolutely hate Mason Mount, but generally keeps on giving points. Never gives me points when he's in my team, but the moment I sell that stupid guy in the millions, absolutely.
He just gave you assist. Come on, don't shout like
He
yeah, okay,
was
like
yeah, that
yeah,
was a lot in this game week. He was
like
absolutely rubbish till now. I
like
endured him since game week 16. He did nothing.
well, it was
Don't
a
talk
six
about
point. Come on, you like you just talk like he just I think scored around 10-15 points around, and
but he
you
don't.
just sold someone. Come on, man, chill.
In this game week, buddy, like 6 point is like a 10-15 point where anybody hardly has scored. And please don't talk about players you have not owned. I have bared the pain of owning him and seeing him blank week on
Oh,
week
come
with a
on,
stupid ass beard. And then he shaves his beard and comes and gives an assist. What the hell?
come
Anyways,
on,
that's about it
hold
for this
Dennis.
game week. Yeah,
Come on,
at least I
hold Dennis, captain him. Then only like you will feel that pain.
at least I did not captain Dennis. Yeah, I did not own Dennis in the first place. The game week is not over, guys. There's still one match, but it is long away. It's on 5th of February. It's 11:30 India time, which is I think 6:30, no, 6 o'clock British time. So yeah, that's on 5th of February. Long time to go. One more match to go, after which game week 23 will be complete. Game week 24 is a midweek. Uh, I'm not wrong.
Yeah, yeah. It's a midweek.
The
It's a midweek
deadline,
after.
it's on 8th of February. It's a Tuesday. So figure out, I think that it's a long time. You will not miss out on it, definitely. But yeah, just to be something to be cautious about. Uh, that's about it. Before we wrap it up, I think it's fair to mention Ben Crellin and bring up his transfer or fixture planner, at least, whatever you call it. So right now, as you can see, it's a lot of hodgepodge, right? It's probably difficult to understand small on the screen as well. I have cut it conveniently to 34. So accordingly, whatever latest we were hearing from Ben, uh, there are certain fixtures or the FA Cup semi-final, to be precise, can fall on or is now rumored to be falling on mm, April
34,
24th or 23rd.
34. Like it
No,
will
I'm just
fall
talking about the
on.
specific dates. So that's like April
Uh,
23rd or April 24th. So, which in turn will indicate that game week 33 will probably be a much bigger double game week that Ben has predicted. So, it will be a very big double game week. And game week 34 will be a very big blank game week. That's something to be wary about. Some other notable news is that we have coming in. One of them is the confirmation. There hasn't been any confirmation, by the way, but These are just speculations. So, game week 25 can be a game week for Brighton, Manchester United, Newcastle, and Southampton. Brighton will probably have Watford away, Manchester United away. These are not confirmed, by the way, guys. I'm just informing you so that you can have a plan about it. Manchester United will have Southampton home and Brighton home. Newcastle will have Aston Villa home and Southampton away, and Southampton will have Manchester United away and Newcastle home. Uh, why, when this is not confirmed, I'm stating it because tomorrow, from the time that we are recording, these fixtures or these TV schedules would be announced. So if you're seeing it later, this still stays relevant in that sense. So as we were speaking, Manchester United does have a good double game week coming up. So yeah, you probably might want to hold on to your United assets or look to invest. If you're looking to invest, I think defense investing defensively is much more better probably right now. Probably go
Yeah.
for a Dallo or somebody like that.
Yeah,
As I
completely
was
agree with that.
saying about, sorry,
Completely agree about that.
yeah. Then again, also Southampton, as I was saying, if you have somebody like a King or Dennis, you can move on to a Broya because he will be having a double game week. Manchester United away and Newcastle home is particularly not a bad double game week to have for a forward, and he's very cheap. That's it. So somebody to target Newcastle. I am not sure who will you target. Trippier is too expensive for my liking. Probably Saint Maximin if you're looking forward to something like that. Brighton has Watford away and Manchester United away. I think if you're looking in the market for a goalkeeper, Sanchez is a brilliant option. Sanchez is game week 26 also we have slight indication it might not be absolutely confirmed, but I will still go ahead and so what is happening is due to Chelsea playing the Club World Cup, Arsenal would be not having a fixture on game week 25 since it was originally planned as Chelsea against Arsenal. Uh, so since Arsenal has a blank and no matches to play, there is a probability that the Wolves match that was postponed earlier in the season for Arsenal might be rescheduled to that game week 25 slot. In which case, Arsenal will have a single game week against Wolves, and Wolves will have a double game week consisting of Tottenham away and Arsenal away. Not particularly very exciting, but again, you can probably own a Jose Sa. In which case, then it becomes a double game week for Arsenal in 26, which will be against Brentford and Liverpool both at home, and it will become a double game week for Liverpool against Norwich at home and Arsenal away. So what we were expecting as Norwich at home and Leeds at home, that double game week for Liverpool is probably a bit less attractive. But then again, Liverpool has consistently scored against Arsenal in all the matches, barring that first leg of the League Cup. And Arsenal usually find it very difficult to score against Liverpool. So, yeah, all the options still might be there intact. So that's just about a small update that I wanted to give you guys. Anything specific, Anjan, apart from this that you want to speak? Sorry.
Nothing. I should, well, everyone should like wait for the transfer. Just don't like rush for it. And if you're like wildcard is active, okay, fine about that. But still look about the fixtures. And if you like haven't activated your wildcard, or if you are thinking of like going to activate your wildcard, then probably hold for the time being. Just wait for the fixtures to be announced. I
Yeah,
think
I'm also.
pricing is, I think like price rises and falls is not an issue right now.
Yeah, this part of the season, I think price hardly plays any role in that sense. So should not be worried about prices. Interestingly, as you brought in wildcard, you were also deliberating going or
Yeah,
doing a wildcard. So,
yeah.
what is the thought process behind that, or and have you
Well,
finalized?
my thought process is that I have many dead roots in my team, particularly. Like I have Emerson Royal, Alonso, Keane, and then Uh, in my midfield, I had Madison,
So you
probably
want to
who's
move the Deadwood away or the players that you don't want in your team away right now. So
yeah,
like a lot of people are thinking of wildcarding. Do you think this is the best time to wildcard?
wildcard. Uh, it's like completely it's on team wise. Like I feel like my team is in a very bad shape right now, and I feel like probably wildcard is the best solution for it. But again, I have to see like what are the fixtures being announced for like probably double game week on 24 or 25 on like the 25 and 26. So again, yeah, I'm not that quite sure that I would definitely be wild cutting. Probably it would depend on multiple factors. Probably if Salah is back tomorrow, if Salah, if like Egypt like loses against Ivory Coast, then I feel like Salah would have ample amount of time to like rest and rejuvenate himself. So yeah, many factors are there, and I have to see the fixtures exactly like how they
So
unfold.
considering like the fixtures will be announced, probably it is not a bad play to actually go ahead with your wild card. But again, as Anjan said, it's absolutely totally fixture dependent. So have a look out for that. Secondly, tentatively, like just quickly, Anjan, we don't, at least we had not planned any segment for this. So if you are wildcarding right now, so what is your like ideal template or what are the kind of pool of players that you're
Template.
looking at? Yeah.
I would. I have De Gea and Ramsdale in my goal. I would probably sell De Gea and I would go for a Sanchez kind of keeper, and I would keep Ramsdale. Uh, mm, Cancelo and Alexander Arnold is there in my team. I'm like debating in my thought process that should I sell Jota and get a second Liverpool defender in Robertson. So that's an issue, and probably I would go depending upon fixtures only. I would go for defensive. If I feel like United have a double game week, then I will probably go for a Diogo Dalot. And if like Aston Villa have a double game week, then I'll probably go for someone Matic Cash or Lucas Dean. So it completely
So
dependent on.
you're looking to have all five playing defenders, or
No,
you
no, 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 no,
have
no,
a
no.
different
Well, I'm thinking about a budget enabler like Williams, probably.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
What about midfielders? Who are
Midfielder,
the don't need to tell me all the midfielders, just about quick sense as to what is the
like,
pool of players that you're looking for.
well, my pool of players are probably Salah, KDB, Foden. Foden is there in my team already. Uh, I think Jota is also there. If I go for a
Yeah,
Robertson, then
it's
obviously,
absolutely
yeah.
fine. You can mention the players that are there in your team as
Yeah.
well. At the end of the day, you're
So,
welcome.
Medicine and Saka is there. Now, Saka thing is there. I haven't thought because I thought okay, gaming 25, okay, he's having a blank game week and something like that. Okay, I will just remove him. I think gaming 25, they are supposed to Arsenal are supposed to play Brentford, I guess. No,
Wolves.
Wolves, okay,
25, they were supposed to play Chelsea, but that
Chelsea,
might be rescheduled to Wolves.
Wolves, okay. So um, probably I would look for a Salah KDB kind of a thing. Probably Riyad Mahrez. Probably I would look for him. Maybe Rashford or someone like Greenwood.
What
Uh,
about players like Bowen, Rafinha, these
uh, Bowen is there in my team. He will stay probably. Rafinha, I'm not that interested right now because I feel Rafinha doesn't have that. I think 10, 12, 15 kind of a score in him. Probably they are missing a They are like missing a man up front. Uh, Unless and until Bamford is back, or unless and until they like sign someone quite decent enough to see all those chances go through at least. I feel Rafinha is not a waste of money actually, but yeah, again, he's not that consistent enough. I guess it's my thought process, anyways.
What are the forwards that you are considering?
Forwards,
Oh,
it's apart from Kane, I don't think anybody I'm considering right now. Not even DCL also. I would probably look for a cheap forward. Probably Broya. Probably Broya would be there. Irrespective of Southampton's double game week, I like I would have taken him probably in my team. And the third forward is quite debatable right now. I have to see like how much fund I have left for the third forward. That will depend actually.
okay, so yeah, that's about it. I think good pool of players. I would probably deduct some or add some. We'll
Well,
decide that.
well, why don't you like deduct some and add some?
It's not that easy to say. Probably I'll not be looking, although I do own Harry Kane, I will not be looking at Harry Kane if I'm wildcarding right now. I will have a contingency plan for Son coming in, who he will be joining back after game week 24. I'll be looking to bolster up my midfield in that sense. Whether to get back Salah right away is also a decision, which is why I'm hindering my wildcard a bit. Uh, so a lot of these things, I feel I don't feel that Bowen is somebody that you need to keep right now. Uh, Probably for 1, 2 more game weeks, but not beyond that. Very interestingly, I don't know if a lot of people who watches this show they know about Fabio Verges or not. He's one of the most successful FPL manager, if not the most successful FPL manager ever. Still plays, by the way, right now in top 3K. So something that he says that form is very hard to predict. You cannot decide, or it's very difficult to predict when a player is in form, when that player might go out of form. But what is easier to predict is fixtures. So it is always probably a much better parameter at deciding in FPL. For the form against fixture debate, always go for fixture. So Bowen right now seems to be in form, but we don't know if he's out of the form again. So always back for fixture.
I think no, no. I think Western fixtures are quite good. They play Watford next. Then after that,
Even if
I
they
think
are, but then again you have to look what is when you are saying the West Ham fixtures are good. Probably you are trying to justify yourself that the West Ham fixtures are good. Are they good in comparison to some other team whose asset might be better? Is Bowen's fixture better than Coutinho or Buendia's fixture? I don't think so. Is Bowen's fixture better than Rafinha's fixture? I don't think so. So these are the things that you have to do a comparative basis. If you otherwise look at a player individually and look at their fixture will always seem decent. It's not that bad.
well,
That's why they are in your team in the first place. So, but it is about optimization of points, and I think probably I'm not saying that it's over, but yeah, Bowen will still keep on giving the points, but all the runs usually do come to an end, right? Whoever that player is. It did for Benrahma, it did for Antonio, it will happen for Bowen as well. It's all about jumping at the right time. I'm not saying rush away to sell Bowen. I'm not selling Bowen myself. I own him, but you might have to plan very soon about selling Bowen. Nonetheless, mm, I'll just quickly read this table for anybody who does not understand. There's a lot of things in this, but I'll try to quickly make sense of it for some of you. So post game week 23, then there is an FA Cup that is happening. After that, there is a game week 24, then a game week 25. After which there is a midweek Champions League round of 16. This is the first leg that will be happening. Post that, the next weekend there will be game week 26. So 25, 26 both are supposed to be a double game week. After 26, then the midweek is against Champions League round of 16. Uh, Again, first leg for other half of team. Post which there will be game week 27, which is supposed to be a blank game week due to the Carabao Cup final happening in that same game week, in which Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Leicester, if I'm not
Leicester.
wrong, will
Yeah.
not be having any matches in that particular game week. So you need to plan for that as well. If you are doubling or tripling up on Liverpool very soon, so that might become a very real consideration. Considering if you're having Arsenal player, Liverpool player, a lot of player will be missing out. So probably one of the points where you might need to use your free hit chips. After that, the midweek there is FA Cup round 5 fixtures. Post which there is a game week 28. I'm not sure game week 28 is supposed to be a double game week or not, but as things stand, they just might be. After which again midweek there is Champions League round of 16. Then comes game week 29, then again Champions League in the midweek. Then game week 30 is the quarterfinals for the FA Cup, which will induce some blanks, if I'm not wrong. There will be certain blank fixtures because quarterfinals and game week 30 both coincide. So again, that requires a lot of planning. We will. It's a bit far off, but then you will have to see which other teams that are in the competition might need to plan your fixtures and chips again as per that. Game week 31 after that comes a whole week later. So this is the first week from game week 24 onwards when there is no midweek. So there's a 1 week gap. After 31, then there is again a midweek
Uh,
of Champions League fixture.
Probably, probably you shouldn't talk like the. It would be a headache because come on, yeah,
No,
who?
I'm just talking about as still what I have not shown there. Ben has created the fixture planner for the entire season. I am right now showing only till game week 34. So I'm just trying to give a perspective to people. I'm not saying you will register all of this, but game week 30 and game week 31 is the first time that the teams will have a 1 week rest. At least the big teams will have a 1 week rest. Barring this, after 31, there is quarterfinals of Champions League in the midweek, then 32, then quarterfinal again in the midweek. 33, as we said to you, is supposed to be a mega double game week due to all the fixtures that will be getting postponed from the semi-final and the quarterfinal being rescheduled into 33. That is of FA Cup, I'm saying. And 34 is supposed to be a blank. So ideally speaking, there are between now till 34, there are roughly around 3 blank game week coming and 1 mega double game week and at least 3 to 4 smaller double game weeks. So chip planning is essential. Barring this, there are at least around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 14, 16 fixtures that needs to be rescheduled. So it's a lot of hodgepodge. Have some idea, some plan. It might be the right plan, it might be the wrong plan, but at least have some plan. Without any plan, that
Oh,
an absolute you will be lost.
I think in our next pod we can like a bit discuss about the strategies and plans
Yeah,
and all those
hopefully we get the fixture. I'm sorry to say, I was saying that if you don't plan, you'll be lost. You'll not be lost. We are there. We'll help you out. We'll figure this out together and we will strive through this together. So hopefully all the fixtures are announced and yeah, we will let you know how to navigate or at least how we are planning to navigate through those fixtures. All the
and like
best.
and like Who knows? In our next spot, probably my Valka team would be activated. Who
Yeah,
knows?
Anjan might just be on a very juicy wild card. You never know. I might also be on a wild card. I have nothing against wild card either. So yeah, no games. Enjoy your family time. Enjoy. Have a very nice winter break if that is something that is possible. Absolutely sucks for us that there's no FPL. Don't know what to do, what to rant about. Stay healthy, stay happy. All the very best. See you before the game week comes. Next weekend there is nothing. Then the weekend after that there is FA Cup, right? Yeah.
We will
So
like probably pod after the FA Cup, probably.
yeah, we'll be
Like,
doing that, or probably would be because that's again it's a midweek game week, so we might be doing it on the weekend as well. We'll keep you updated. Just follow us on Twitter. We'll let you know what time we are supposed to be potting. It's a good night and a goodbye from me.
that guys.
And all the best, guys. Have a fun winter break. Bye bye.